Hey everyone, it's Sauce, and today I want to talk about my 2024 hiking plans. I do realize that last year I got a little bit ahead of myself in the video I made about my hiking plans, so if you watched that and then closely monitored my adventures, I kind of doubt anyone cares that much, but if you did and noticed that it didn't exactly align, that's because life happened and things changed. So this year I am going to be sticking to talking about like my top priority hikes. And then if anything else comes up, then that's just gonna kind of be a nice bonus. In full transparency, things have already changed since I first started planning for this video. I've picked up a part-time job that requires me to be in person. So I was originally going to do some of these things in the spring and now things have shifted around, but basically things might shake out a little bit differently than I outlined them here by the end of the year. But I am hoping that by making this video, I sort of hold myself accountable to some of the things that I really want to accomplish this year. With those caveats out of the way, I do want to share some of the things that are on my radar for 2024. The first and most exciting plan that I have at the moment is that I do plan to thru hike the Arizona Trail in the fall. Like I sort of mentioned, I was originally going to plan this for the spring, but with the way everything panned out, I think the fall is just going to make more sense for me this year. I know some of you were maybe expecting an Appalachian Trail announcement, so if that's what you were hoping for, I'm sorry, I just don't have the heart for it or the finances or the time this year, but it's definitely happening at some point in my future. I know that I'll be stoked for the AT one day, it's just not yet. I've really learned that in order for 5-month thru hikes to be successful for me, I have to have like that fire in my belly that is driving me to want to do it. Like I can't think about anything else at all. And right now that's just not how the AT feels. So I know it'll happen eventually. It always does. I feel like I'm kind of on a cycle of every couple years I get that fire and I can't think about anything but going on a 5-month thru hike. And so when that happens, you'll be the first to know. But anyway, back to the AZT. I'm hoping to leave for that during our fall mud season, probably in like mid-September-ish. And my plan at the moment is to push myself a little bit. I really want to train hard. I kind of have already been training pretty hard since I was initially anticipating doing this in the spring. But I really want to train for it and hopefully finish it in like 5 weeks or less. And then if all goes well in the AZT and my body is feeling good, doing well with all that summer training and adapting well to bigger miles and long days, then I really want to attempt something that I am almost afraid to talk about. But usually for me, that's a sign that I'm moving in the right direction when something scares me kind of a lot. So I'm trying to embrace that. And my plan is to attempt an FKT or fastest known time of the Ozark Trail. This is the Ozark Trail in Missouri, not to be confused with the Ozark Highlands Trail in Arkansas. The plan for the trail itself is to eventually reach from St. Louis, where I grew up, all the way to Arkansas. So it'll eventually be like over 700 miles. But currently the completed section for the FKT route is about 230 miles from Onondaga State Park in the north to the 4155 trailhead in the south. And you might be thinking, why the Ozark Trail? That's completely random. Well, like I mentioned, I grew up in St. Louis, I'm from Missouri, and I think it'd be really cool and sort of nostalgic to thru hike something in the state that I grew up in. I also went on like my first ever camping trips at Onondaga State Park, so I think that'll be a really neat and like nostalgic place to sort of go for this effort. Also, I am not a super fast or super endurance oriented hiker. FKTs aren't something that I've ever really like had on my radar. I'm pretty average, I think, as far as thru hikers go. But the unsupported women's record for the Ozark Trail is currently 9 days and 6 hours, which averages out to about 27 miles a day. And so as soon as I heard about that, I was like, that feels very challenging, but also reasonable to attempt for someone like me who does not have a huge endurance speed background. I would really love to cut the record to about 6 days, but again, I've never attempted anything like this, and I don't even know how I'll feel after the AZT, so really, who knows? I'm always looking for new, slightly scary challenges, and this feels like a good place to start, so wish me luck. Rewinding a little bit, since that's all sort of fall plans, I do still have a few things planned for this spring and summer. I am signed up to take a WFR or a Wilderness First Responder course this spring, which I'm really excited about. It's sort of replacing the AZT in the spring for me since it's a lot shorter and more doable with my current schedule. And it's something that I've been talking about for ages and been meaning to do for forever. And I decided I really need to finally just make it happen. And I do think that a wilderness first responder course will be really helpful in all of the things that I want to do in the future. And just having that knowledge will make me feel a lot more secure when I'm in super remote backcountry areas. And I'm really excited in general just to get more outdoor knowledge under my belt. I'm kind of the type of person who likes to be a lifelong learner. So I think this is a very logical step for me. I'll also be taking a backcountry navigation course around the same time, and I'm super stoked for that. I think that'll help me in my pursuits of high routes, which I'm really excited for. And that sort of segues into the last plan that I know is a for sure I'm going to try and make happen some way, somehow in 2024. Again, something that I've been talking about for years and feel like this year is the year that I need to just buckle up and find a way to make it happen. And that's the Wind River High Route. I'm looking at something in late summer, and I am so excited to go back to the winds and also super excited to have another high route on the roster for this year. Of course, I will be filming all the adventures I go on this summer. I'm sure there will be a lot of little overnight weekend backpacking trips and some fishing trips. I know Josh and I have already talked about wanting to go back to Black Canyon of the Gunnison, just all sorts of things like that. And I will be filming them and of course posting them here. I hope you're as excited as I am to see some of these trails. And I would also love to hear what your backpacking plans are for 2024. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. So thank you so much for being here and for following along with this channel. It means a lot to me. Thanks for watching. Bye.